going to hang out and just have some fun this evening. There is no agenda. It is totally just whatever you want to talk about, and let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes. Yesterday we had a great time. Last Friday night we had a great time, just kind of hanging out. So I know we're going to have a good time tonight. I'm so looking forward to it. And as always, I want to start off with some shout outs, because I love me some peoples and I love me some shout outs. So I'm going to pull this up. We'll get going on this. We had some super folks. Okay. John Amber Homestead. Great one. Thank you guys for all of your support. Love you. Blessings. Thank you for your support. Joe Kersey, Yankee Outdoors, Beer Belly Traveler, Stellar Piper, Wood Pigeon. Where would I be without you all? I don't know. I tell you what, I sure wouldn't be here on this live stream having fun. Herfortz, cannot thank him enough for all of his support. You guys are awesome. You know, I keep saying that I have the best subscribers, and that is no joke at all. Pet Monster came in. He was in the house. That was the creator of Create Not Hate, folks. Just an awesome, awesome person. And I have got something to share with you guys. My school. You know, I went back to school to try to further my education. Hey, Tonya Lambert, welcome. It's good to see you here. So you guys know I went back to school. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Well, I got word tonight that my school is collecting stuffed animals, and they're going to be going to abused kids. So I'm excited. I'm going to get to help with that. Just not really anything special, but I'm just going to collect whatever animals I can and take them in. So I'm looking forward to that. So if there's any super chats tonight, that's where it's going to go. I was going to get some of the stuffed animals from the Dollar Tree. So they'll be $1 each plus whatever tax is. What, like 9 cents on the dollar or something. So, hey, Htop Music, thank you. You guys just hit a like. Appreciate that. Don't forget, all those likes, those thumbs up are so important, especially with the current YouTube climate, and I really, really appreciate that. So all those thumbs up are great. And as always, I want you guys to connect with each other. If you don't know each other, like I say, this is the time that you can fix that by subbing to each other's channels and supporting one another. I think we can do that. Now, I have a great YouTube community, and I think that we can be all about supporting each other. So, and that's one of the reasons why I'm excited to be collecting the stuffed animals. You guys that follow me on Twitter saw me share that post. That was a retweet. I was actually talking to someone at the school about that. So the ML King Club is doing that. Super folks there, and I'll be gathering. So hopefully, you know, in a few days, you guys will see me bundling up some stuffed animals and taking them and dropping them in the bins at school. Their goal is 300, so I just want to help them out with a few. If I can get 25 or 30, I will be so over the moon happy. I will be thrilled. So, and Tonya Lambert was just asking me if it has been cold. Yes, it has. Fortunately, it's not been snowy, but it's a little cold. It's warming up now. Thank goodness, because I am like so ready for spring. I don't know where they got this groundhog that said 6 more weeks, but I think it's time for some groundhog stew. Just saying. Hey, Bowstar's in. Hello, Bowstar. Thank you for coming out tonight. Or this morning, I guess it is, where you are. And let's see, who else we got? J Thornton 64. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. I was just encouraging everybody in the live stream, do some connecting with each other. Anybody that you don't know, check out their channels, have some fun, do some connecting. Okay, there's no agenda tonight. We're just going to hang out for a while and have some fun. Okay. Oh, Tonya Lambert just hit me with some bad news, folks. She says, quote, "My friend Emma has a service dog that was attacked. Leave her and her dog Levi in mind, please." Yes, I will definitely keep her and her dog Levi in mind. Are they okay? Did they both survive the attack okay? Because I know when Tomlin was attacked by a larger dog, it just scared me to death. But he was okay. And Jay Thornton says, "Hi, Htop." And Bowstar Channel says, "Hi, Htop" as well. So you guys are connecting. That's great. Awesome. I'm just going to update the description here on the video. Okay, I just saw it's raining cats and dogs somewhere. Let's see. Who said that? Oh, Kenny Davenport is in. Hello. Says, "Hi, Gayle. If you need stuffed animals and you want to go somewhere different than visit Flea World in Rockwood, Tennessee, you might see me there." Okay, great. When are you, Kenny, if you will PM me with when you're there and what to look for, I will see if we can't make that happen. And Tonya Lambert is responding about her friend whose service dog got attacked, and she said, she being her friend, I asked if they were okay, and she said she is, but Levi, the service dog, is not. The dog has a broken collarbone and other injuries. Well, I will definitely keep her in mind, and I will hope that I hope that she will be okay, emotionally, because I know from experience it kind of messes you up for a while. And I definitely hope the dog's going to be okay. I also hope that whoever attacked her or whoever's dog attacked her, I hope that they can hold that person accountable, because that's pretty despicable stuff there. And it's getting kind of strange sometimes with service dogs. I went to class the other day, and so far I've not had any problems in my classes with service dogs. I feel like sometimes I am just in a special place at school. And if all goes well, I'll be graduating. Was going to graduate at the end of summer, but I may graduate at the end of fall if I can get the classes that I need. But that's just with an associate. But everybody's just so wonderful about having Tomlin, about having my service dog there, that I'm really, for a lot of reasons, going to miss attending school at Pellissippi. So, yeah. And Bowstar is the one that says it's raining cats and dogs here in Ireland. I'm sorry, Bowstar. We're having actually pretty good weather here in Tennessee. Whoops. And says, "Gayle, well done." Yeah. It's nice right now. Kind of cold, but nice. It's going to get warmer, though. We're in a warming trend. And I think this weekend it's supposed to be close to 60, I'm thinking. Because, wait, it is this weekend. Sorry, folks. It is Friday. I am so glad, but my days are so mixed up. Yes, this weekend it's going to be, I'm double checking, a high of 65 on Sunday. So how's that for amazing? And then Tonya says, I saw a lady trying to take a monkey into Walmart and pass it off as a service animal. Had ID, but greeter knew better. Good for the greeter. You know, Walmart allows all kinds of dogs. You don't have to have a service dog, but to know that somebody is sneaking a monkey in or trying to sneak a monkey in is pretty reprehensible to me. It really ticks me off. And Bowstar is saying, do you have your talking machine? Not sure what you mean by that, Bowstar. Help me out. Tonya Lambert says, we are in the 30 degree. Ouch. Well, I hope you don't feel like I just rubbed it in that we're going to be 65. Sorry. And sunny. Hey, bud. I just got bumped by the dog. Not bumped offline. He's just laying here hanging out. You want to come over here? Say hello? No? Okay. So I asked him if he wants to come over here and say hello, and he flops over on his belly, and he's where I can't reach him. The things about dogs. And Tonya Lambert says nope. And Bowstar says phone lady. Okay. Oh, Htop Music, you're leaving. Well, I hope you have a good night too, and I appreciate you for coming in. And I'm trying to put some shout outs in the description box, so come look for your name later, because I'll have it in there, okay? And Htop Music says you're welcome. And Kenny Davenport says, starting tomorrow, the weather will be warm and rainy. Flash flood watch through Sunday. Ouch. I think that's different from our weather. I'm going to ask Google. Okay, Google, what's the weather?
Right now in Athens, it's 53 and partly cloudy. Tonight, it's predicted to be 53 and partly cloudy.
Okay, 53 and partly cloudy tonight. Okay, Google, what's the weather tomorrow?
In Athens tomorrow, it'll be rainy with a high of 61 and a low of 55.
High of 61, low of 55, but it's going to rain. So Bowstar, did you send some of your rain this way? Is that what it is? Okay, guys, I should now have your shout outs in the description box. I wanted to add some as we go because the other day I was trying to keep up with everybody and people were typing so fast. It was awesome, but I couldn't keep up, and then my fingers got all tangled, and, well, we'll just say it didn't work so well. There we go. And Tonya says, in Missouri, the part where I am, it will be icy and cold. Ow. I just left they had some ice in Kentucky when I was there a couple of days ago. We were under, I can't remember how much ice they had, but not huge amounts, but enough that we had to be a little careful going home. So you watch it in the ice. I hope everything goes well. Snow is one thing, but ice is just even worse because it's so slippery. Whoa. Sorry, folks, trying to get in. Yeah, trying to get in focus a little bit. That worked. But yeah, I can remember some of my worst experiences on ice storms were like really hairy. And my oldest daughter, bless her heart, she will ride with me through anything. She is so brave. We were in eastern North Carolina when they had this major and massive ice storm. Shut down like all of eastern North Carolina. Had like 500,000 or 1 million people out of power. I forget how many. It was insane. And we were in the county that was like the worst hit. And I was like, oh no. So I was like, our electricity was out, and my husband's grandmother was with us, and she was elderly, and our phones were down. And I was like, can't do this. Not with her, because she started coughing immediately when my husband started the fire. And I'm like, I do not want an 80-something-year-old lady sick. So got in the van. My husband was like, where are you going? And I told him, I said, I'm going to go find a place that still has electricity and see if we can find a hotel where we can stay. Oh, keep in mind our phones weren't working. And we lived in nowhere, North Carolina. We were up north. We were up next to the Virginia state line. Closest place for us to go get our groceries was in Virginia. That's how close we were in North Carolina. And so I got on the roads, and it was so icy. It was insane. But my daughter was like, I'll go with you. And I was like, I was glad for the company, but it got a little nervous. And so I'm on the icy road, and there is one car like way on up ahead of me, because we're like, it's only the two of us, because we're like the only two idiots on the road when it's icy. And this car passes a tree, and honest to gosh, in between that car and where we were, which I say way ahead of us, but I'm not talking about like a mile here or anything like that. But right as he goes under it, and before I get to it, the top of this tree falls. And it just fell all because the ice went like all over the road. We missed it, but we had to get over on the other side and skirt around it. But we were so fortunate. And after a while, we found a place. And Tonya says, oh no. And yeah, it was definitely an oh no, but that's just something that ice can do. So careful there with the ice. It was interesting though. Gave me a funny story, gave her a funny story. You know, she can tell my grandkids about it when they have grandkids. So, but it worked out. Best of all, we found a hotel room. And right, I said, if we go by the hospital, I know the hospital, if it doesn't have electricity now, it will. So we drove over by there, and just luck that we got a room, because long story there, but we were very fortunate. So, and Tonya says it gets on the wires, and indeed it does. I'm going to ask the magic Google. Okay, Google, do you have your crystal ball? Or I forget what it's called.
Nice. I just need to hang these velvet curtains.
Always with the velvet curtains on the magic 8-ball thing.
If you can, get closer. Closer? Yes. Yes. Close your eyes and open your mind. The crystal ball shall reveal the truth. Now ask a yes or no question.
Are we really going to have 6 more weeks of winter?
The crystal ball says, you may never know. But whatever. The crystal ball is totally random. Do you dare ask the crystal ball another question?
No.
Come back soon to hear what the future holds for you.
I was hoping for better news, but the crystal ball may be broken. Yes, Tonya, that is I've got my little Google Home Mini, and I like playing with it on live stream sometimes. And Tonya says, it gets on the wires. I hide in the house when it's winter. And too funny. Yeah, it's good. So, Kenny, it looks like you said you've got a flash flood watch. I hope that doesn't materialize into anything big. Flash floods always make me nervous. Not necessarily because we have to worry about it, because I don't usually have to worry about it here where we live, but like down the street, there's always a problem. I always worry that people are going to get out in it and just have all kinds of problems, so hopefully not. Adding that in. And Kenny says it covers all of East Tennessee. I had not heard that. I would have been happy to have had some other kind of report. Like one that says no bad weather would be nice. But it's kind of crazy. It's kind of unfair too in a way, because Alaska, as like I've been saying, has got a shortage of snow. We've gotten it all. And so they're having problems with not enough snow. How's that for crazy? Now, was it last year, I think, they had to move the Iditarod because of insufficient snow? And right now, I'm just checking right now, Homer, Alaska has a high of 37, which I don't know what it typically is, but I would think that, yeah, and this week it's going to be like 43 degrees and on up to about 45 degrees, it looks like. And Kenny says, the National Weather Service issued the statement earlier today. Sorry for the bad news. Oh, well, we'll just have to be careful. I don't like going out and visiting in the rain, so I may stay in. Maybe. We'll see. I've got a paper to write for school, so I may actually have to get it in gear and work on that. It's for sociology class, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I guess the good thing about it is if I have a paper due, it may as well happen when it's not nice outside and I can go in. The big problem is for me when it rains, somebody has to have his little WALKS anyway. Not if it's raining really hard though, but if it's just kind of sprinkling. And Kenny says, I'll be on the road to Rockwood tomorrow. Well, I hope that goes well, Kenny. Drive safely. Are you going to be in a covered pavilion or building or anything there in Rockwood? I hope so. And Tonya says it's 36 degrees now at 10:27 p.m. Wow. I hope you're going to be in where you have some nice, warm, dry. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad, Kenny. Really, really glad. Because I know I've set up before at carnivals and stuff with my jewelry, and it's when the weather's not good, it makes it kind of rough to set up and have a booth. So I'm glad it's indoors. I love going to flea markets though, because you never know what you're going to find. I think they're as much fun to visit as they are to set up. Because, you know, when you set up, you get to meet nice people, but you don't get to go out and look at the other booths unless you've got somebody with you that can watch your booth. So that kind of puts a damper on the shopping. But I love going, poking around, seeing what I can find. Do you go often? Are you set up like every weekend or so? Go ahead and send me that info, and I'll see if I can't come by one weekend. I can't come by this weekend, but I don't have my calendar up, so I'll have to see if I have anything next weekend. I haven't been to Rockwood in a little while. It'll give me a chance to drive up there. Where is this thing happening? Kenny says, I'm there pretty much every weekend. Okay. That'll make it easier. I'm trying to get into my calendar so I can figure out. Yeah, I got something up next weekend. Yeah, I can't get out of that. I've already promised to be somewhere next weekend, so I'll have to see what I can do, maybe the following. I'll get up there, though, as soon as I can. So it's good. Tonya says, you are very busy. Sometimes I'm busier than others, and this next little while, it's kind of crazy. And Kenny says, groovy. Awesome. Yeah, lately, Tonya, it seems like every time I move, I've got something going on. But that's okay. It's still fun. You know, you may as well enjoy life. I mean, we're here in the world. We're going to live it anyway. So why not have fun as much as you can? And some of the places that I go to are not that far away. And I try to consolidate. Like if my husband has a meeting or I have a meeting, then I try to do something fun because they're interesting places pretty much wherever you are that you can explore. And I like doing that. It just makes life go better. And my tablecloth is moving. Why is my tablecloth moving? Because somebody is moving it for me. Come here. Never mind. He's gone. He's back. What? Are you wanting just all kinds of attention today? Hello? Are you going to go on? You want to be on YouTube? No? Yes? Let me see if I could talk him into making an appearance. Hey, Tomlin, you want to be on YouTube? Come here. Come on. As he rolls over. All right. When I reached for the camera, he was like, I want no part of that. So, okay. And Tonya says, have you ever heard of Cares Inc. in Concordia, Kansas? That's where I'm getting my service dog from. No, actually, wait. No, I don't think I have. Well, I have now anyway. So, I will have to check into him, though. Now, when are you getting your service dog? Soon? I hope. Because they're such a big help. Okay, I got a thing coming in on Facebook, so sorry about going away. Thought I was making the notice go away about Facebook, but no, instead it decided to cover the whole screen, so sorry about that. At least I didn't get disconnected, right? And Tonya says, soon I have to pay the last bit that I owe. Ouch. Service animals don't come cheap. That's for sure. I know we went ahead, we were fortunate, and we found Tomlin, and we were able to work with a couple of trainers and get him trained. And people say it's cheaper to go that way, but I'm not sure, how it compares. And Kenny says, sorry, I need my beauty sleep. All right, Kenny. Well, thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. And in the description box below, I should have that shout out. You should be able to see it now. So hopefully people will check your channel out. So thank you. And Tonya is talking about her picking up her service dog. She says, when I get that done, I paid $3,500, but I still owe $300. So, and Kenny says, thank you. Kenny, you are welcome. I hope you get a lot of subscribers to your channel. I want you to go way past that 1,000 mark. And Tonya says, due to my disability, I can't own or train. Tonya, I completely understand. It's tough to. Even I didn't have the foot problem and leg problem. I could walk, but even with that, it was really, really hard. And I've told my husband that I really think that the next service dog that we get, I think I'm going to go through an agency instead of trying to work with trainers. Not that trainers aren't phenomenal, not that they're not a huge help, but because I can't stand up like I used to. And I don't think that I have the reserves to be able to do that. So, yeah, I think for us, the next one will be an agency. It makes a lot of sense. Plus, you have a higher success rate if you don't own or train than you do if you get one from a shelter and try to train it. Because when you get one from an agency, they've already been through a lot of the training that you're going to wind up doing as a handler. And so when you're owner training. And so a lot of that's done. So you have a higher likelihood that your dog is not going to wash out. And one thing about having Tomlin and owner training him with the help of trainers, that we always had this question mark, what if he washes out? What if the training for him does not go well and he can't be useful as a service dog? What do we do then? And so that was tough, because you live the first year and a half of his life hoping that he's not going to be a washout. And Tonya says, these are good agency. I checked on the Better Business Bureau, and I know a friend who got a dog from CARES, and he is a great dog. Excellent. Excellent. Because CARES, from what you've said, and I just glanced there a second ago at the screen, at a cursory glance, they look like a pretty good place. So Herfortz is here. Hey, Steve. Hi. Thank you and welcome into the chat tonight. I hope things are going good in Canada. We were just discussing weather everywhere. And Tonya says they are. Awesome. You know what we ought to do, Tonya? We ought to do, why don't you think about doing a live stream with me, maybe a collab. I try to do service dog videos on Fridays at noon and just realized earlier today that I forgot to do the upload today, so bear with me. But most of the rest of the time, I do service dogs stuff on Fridays at noon, so maybe we can do one together, or maybe somebody from CARES would like to join us, because that might be helpful to other service dog handlers and those who are thinking about becoming handlers. So just something to think about if you have time sometime. Yeah, I think my service dog is sacking out over here. But it's 11:30. He's entitled. So, yeah. I'm trying to think of a question I can ask my Magic 8-Ball thing. Tonya says, I don't have my dog yet, but it's a good idea. I think, too, just the, talking to somebody who's been through an agency and gone through, and like, how do you make that decision? And for people to hear it from somebody besides me might be kind of fun. So, let's see. Okay, Google, do you have your crystal ball?
Nice. Prepare a question for my random unrelated answer. If you can, get closer. Closer? Yes. Yes. Quiet your mind and focus. The crystal ball shall reveal your destiny. Now ask a yes or no question.
I forgot the question I was going to ask. Okay, Google, is it going to snow?
The all-knowing crystal ball says...
I hate doing that.
Don't bet on it.
I think
but I just
accurate.
picked this thing up at a thrift store. Don't take it too seriously. Do you dare ask the crystal ball another question?
No, okay, Google, cancel. I'm good, really.
The all-knowing crystal ball says... Perhaps. But if that seems wrong, you can always ask a real person for a second opinion. Do you dare ask the crystal ball another question?
No.
Come back soon to hear what the future holds for you.
Okay. And Tonya says, I plan on filming the 10 days when I go for training and get the services dog. Tonya, that'll be awesome. That will be awesome. Plus, I would encourage you just to film it just for your sake, so you'll have it to refer to later. Because that's going to be really exciting. So even just for your purposes, even if you weren't going to upload it, I would really encourage you to do that. And then Tonya says she's going to upload it. That'll be cool. Very cool. I just had somebody contact me. They're going to send me $2 for a stuffed animal. $2.25. Sorry, misread that. Thank you. That was from Facebook, a Facebook friend who saw it on Twitter. And Gloria is somebody that she pops up on my Blog Talk Radio shows. She'll send me tweets, but she never seems to make it into the live streams because she works all kinds of hours. So Gloria the Phantom, thank you for your Facebook message there. Let me type a little quick message back. Yay, got that done. That was so sweet of her. And for those of you who come in and you're just now catching this, my school is collecting stuffed animals to give to abused kids, and I'm going to help them out. I'm going to take some. So we were just talking about that earlier. And I put that out on Twitter, so you see it, that's what's going on. It's not anything I'm organizing, but I want to help them with it because, you know, what kid doesn't need a stuffed animal when they're going through a very difficult time? So they're going to collect the animals for abused kids, and I'm going to try to help them. They said that their goal at school for the animals is a goal of 300. So, yeah, I'd like to do 20 or 30. We'll see. Oh, Herfortz says, I have to break the news, though. My laptop can't take live streams. Ouch. I know with me, I'm actually streaming on my phone, and I'm looking at it on the live stream, and sometimes it'll shutter. So, I'm sorry, but I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're trying it. Because I really appreciate that. And I say that, and I hope I don't sound trite, because I do mean it. And Tonya says, we have spoken before. You gave me some great ideas on being in a hotel with my service dog. I remember that. That's going back a couple of months. I'm glad, very, very glad that it was helpful. And Tonya says that she is using her phone. That's great. And Herfortz, I'm sorry that your laptop can't take live streaming, but I thank you for coming in, and I'm adding you to the shout out section in the description box on the video. So people will see that you came into the chat and supported me, and I just really appreciate that. So, got it in there. And I've got these crazy filters on my phone, and I promised my daughter that I wouldn't play with the buttons, but they're tempting me too much, and I can't not play with the buttons. Ooh, that one looks weird. I think I'm gonna like go back to normal. Tonya says, I'm collecting gear for my service dog. Do you have suggestions for new handlers as to what they really need? Your agency is probably going to make some suggestions to you about what gear you need. But I would suggest a good strong vest, one that fits securely, because the vest tells the dog that he's at work. And having a good sturdy one that's going to stay secure is essential for if your dog should decide to try to do some unauthorized exploring. You want to make sure that you have one that's going to be sturdy enough to stay attached even in really heavy pulling. So I would recommend that. Also, I would recommend getting one of those collapsible bowls. I don't have any of my service dog within arm's reach, or I would show you these. but they make collapsible bowls that will actually clip onto your service dog, like onto his cape. So good. It says you have two. Excellent. Because you'll need those. Also, there's actually, you have your regular leash, but depending on what you're going to use your service dog for, you're still going to have to walk your dog or have someone walk them if you can't self-play. I really like, for me personally, I have a waist belt that I love for walks. And the reason I like that, it goes around my waist. And the reason that I like that is because my hands can be free for my walking stick or my backpack or whatever. And it's also got handles on the leash part, so I can hold on to them, but I can shorten it if I need to. I'll have to look. I may have done a video on this. I'll have to look. But those three things are like the three major things. Plus, of course, you're going to have a bed. You're going to need toys, things like that. But those are my three things specific to service dogs that I would suggest. And if you can get a vest that's got saddlebags, if he's going to carry or she is going to carry anything, saddlebags are indispensable. And occasionally, depending on where you're going to go, if you're going to go to the beach or if you're going to go out on hot asphalt or salty sidewalks, you might want a pair of booties for the dog because that'll help protect the paws from getting any little cuts or sand or salt between their paws, because they'll continually pick at their paws trying to get that out. So those kinds of things will be really helpful. I would probably talk with the agency and see how much work they've done on the paws with the dog, because not every dog responds well to the little shoes. Tonya says, I have a hiker's vest. Perfect. Because that's something you definitely are going to put to use. But, part of it depends on what you're going to do and how you're going to use the dog. And like I said, you may or may not want dog booties. It's going to depend on, what you're doing and where you're going to be. We didn't use dog booties on him for probably, I'm going to say the first year we probably didn't use booties much, because we were not, I just tried not to go out if it was super hot because of some health issues that I was having. I just could not take the heat. So hot asphalt was not an issue for him. The beach, we used him at the beach, certainly. So, yeah. But if he's not used to wearing booties, then that's going to be a challenge, because they're not going to be able to really steady you, because they're not going to be steady themselves. So okay, you have you're going to use them for balance. Okay. For cerebral palsy. Okay. Then talk to the agency and see if they think you're going to need booties. Because booties are one of those things that not all dogs do well with booties, because they go over their feet, but they can be helpful. We used them for Tomlin, but we used them for Tomlin, but it took a while to kind of get him used to it. And every once in a while, he'll just kind of rebel. But they're better for him in sometimes. you know, because the beach, I didn't know this, but the little sand particles at the beach can actually kind of cut his paws. So even though I was on the boardwalk with him most of the time, we still use those. So that might be something. Okay, but they may even give you a list. And Tonya says, not in the beach, LOL. Once in a while, my last trip, I was at the beach, and I didn't even get down to the beach. I started that way, and I got off the little ramp there and took about 2 or 3 feet and wound up ruining my camcorder. Now, this was the second piece that I had ruined, or that I had dropped at the beach. I didn't ruin the first one, but I was out and took a few steps, and I pitched forward and hit face first in the sand, and I was carrying my camera right here because it was on the neck strap. So, face down into the sand. Fortunately, I hit a soft spot, and my camera didn't get ruined, but my body didn't come out so well. But I didn't break anything, but I was sore for a couple of days. And then the last time we went to the beach, yeah, that was not good. And I just dropped the camera, so that was that. So, and you don't travel much? I probably over-travel. So I understand not traveling much, and I try to over-travel. On the beach trip, we actually had this fabulous deal and went to Walt Disney World, of all places, because Walt Disney World is super service dog friendly. They are probably, they are the most amazing place that I have ever been with Tomlin. They were just super. They went out of their way to be accommodating on every level. Now, we wound up hitting a heat wave when we were there, which was not cool because it wound up being, I want to say, like 100 degrees. So I actually had to board him just because it was so blasted hot so he could be cool during the day. So I boarded him for 2 days. But after that, after Walt Disney World, we left there from our 3 days. And I'm like, we're this close to the beach. I want to go to the beach. So we drove the hour and a half and kind of did this little dido on the way home and kind of took a little detour. So I was able to go, but it was just a real quick little add-on. I haven't stayed all day at a beach in a while. And plus I do off-season travel a lot because it's cheaper. And let's see. Tonya Lambert saying, I'm hoping with a service dog I won't be so homebound. You probably won't. Just don't hesitate to get out there. That's probably going to be something that CARES is going to work with you a lot on. And just being out there. And that's half the battle right there. And they'll probably talk to you sometimes, even though you're out there and your dog is trained and everything, sometimes you may still run across somebody who's just going to be a jerk about the service dog. Herfortz is back. Hey! And Herfortz says, I had to paste my whole comment into WordPad and then restart my computer. And so here I go again. Well, I'm glad you're back. I'm very glad you're back. So good luck with the WordPad issue and the computer issue. The new computer that I just bought is great on several levels, but the dang thing, the processor is so slow it won't live stream. So I'm still using the old one, which my old one still works. It's just so heavy, I have a hard time carrying it. My back does not do well with the extra weight on it. So And Tonya says, that's a bit scary. Yeah, it is, Tonya, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. But the people who were jerks about service dogs don't happen that often. And the other thing is, you know, if you have a hard time from somebody about your service dog, if you're in a public place, there's probably an employee that you can go to that may help you out with that if you need it. So, you know, you're never out in the world alone. Okay, and Herfortz says, I'm trying to paste in my full comment, but I can't. Don't worry, Herfortz. We got you. Don't worry, Steve. It'll be okay. So, don't strain the computer too much. Let's see. Did I just have something else flash up? And Herfortz says, I'm typing. Okay. No hurry, no rush. Life's too short, too precious to stress. DriveShaft Drew just arrived. Hello, DriveShaft Drew. How are you? It looks like I'm well blessed with Canadians tonight. Welcome. DriveShaft Drew, I don't know if you know Herfortz. Both of you guys hail from Canada. You'll have to check each other out. And Tonya says, hello, Drew. And I think I missed a comment. Let me scroll up. Tonya says, I've had to rely on my mom for help getting around. This will be a welcome change. You will not believe how much your life will change with the service dog. I can't even begin to explain it. So Drew says he's doing good, thanks. And Steve Herfortz says, maybe 5 minutes tops, and then Firefox begins to go first, and then the CPU overloads, and any open documents become frozen, and then I have to restart the laptop. Well, thank you. I'm sorry that your laptop's giving you so much problems. I know that's very frustrating. But like I said, we're glad you're here. And so we're just going to be glad for whatever time you can spend with us, whether or not it's making comments, okay? Yes, it is. I have to go. Well, thank you very much for coming in. And I hope that you have a good night. And DriveShaft Drew says, see you, buddy. Thank you. And DriveShaft Drew, while I'm thinking of it right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add you to the shout out section on the live stream. So that way people can see that you are here and hopefully visit your channel. So I'm going to add that in right now as we talk. Because you know how it is when you don't do something right then, or the way it is with me anyway. Sometimes if I don't do something right then, I forget. And I don't want that to happen. putting you in right now. There we go. Your shout out is in there. And DriveShaft Drew says, the same here, LOL. And Tonya Lambert says, sure is. Oh, you're welcome, DriveShaft. I'm really glad to do it. Because I like your channel. And hopefully this will let other people know to go check you out. Now, DriveShaft, we were talking about dogs and service dogs earlier. Do you have a husky, or was that a relative of yours? Because I seem to remember a cute little husky in your channel. And if I'm thinking of the wrong person, you can throw something at me later. I was thinking I saw one in some of your videos. Ah, Alaska Malamute. I was close. I asked my vet one time what the difference was between a Malamute and a Husky, and she said about 15 pounds and 5 inches. My Tomlin over here is a Husky mix. Yep, LOL. Yeah, they're mischievous, but they're great dogs. If you don't keep them, it's like, walk me or stuffed animal gets it. Tonya Lambert says, lots of hair. Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I actually have, one of my videos is how much does a Husky shed? And I've got this awesome glove that I wish I had found it like the day I got Tomlin. So if you get a Husky, that's one piece of service dog gear that you're going to want is this specially designed glove. And they're not that expensive comparatively. They're like, I don't know, $10 or something. And it's got this rubber stuff on the palm of its hand that's got like little tiny spikes in it that are about 1/4 inch high. And that takes care of a lot of the dog hair. That's awesome. But I actually did this whole video and I put it in there. And I took the dog hair and I piled it up next to him. And the pile is as long and as broad as he is. It's like it's half a Husky. And DriveShaft Drew says, yes, my son has one. And Tonya says, Golden Retriever is what I am getting. Okay. Tonya, I don't know how much Golden Retrievers shed. If they shed a lot, you might want to consider getting one of the gloves, but I don't know how much they shed. Huskies, I don't know. You could probably, Huskies could almost be sheep. They're like the sheep of the dog world with all this fur. And DriveShaft Drew says, Tonya Lambert subscribed to you. That's cool. Yeah. Oh, that DriveShaft, I did find a good use for the Husky fur. Finally. We have a garden, and we had lots of little woodland critters from the forest that liked to find our garden. So we started taking Tomlin's fur and putting it out on the garden. And that takes care of all the little woodland critters. They no longer bother our plants. So there is a good use for all that fluff. And Tonya Lambert says, I did to you. I'm making a channel, but not really much on it. That's okay. Just have fun with it. And DriveShaft Drew says, nice idea. Yeah, it's been a big help. Because my husband got so upset. One year we planted okra. And he had done all this work. And he'd watered it. And it was a terrible summer. So we go out of town and we come back. And the tops of all the okra plants had been snipped off. And then a few days later, we saw a deer out in the garden. And so there's nothing that you could, I mean, they jump, right? So we were like, what are we going to do? And it's like, we had all this dog hair. So we thought we would just give it a try. And so we did the glove all over Tomlin, and we got this huge pile number 500 for that week, and took it out and spread it all over the dog, all over his dog fur, all over the garden. And yeah, end of problems. So now we just keep going out every few days, especially like after it rains and stuff, and start spreading it out on the garden, and have not had a problem. No more deer have been out there. Not that we can tell anyway. We haven't seen hoof prints or anything. And we haven't had rabbits come and nibbling on the grass. So, I mean, on the plant. So it's been good. And Tonya says, birds like to use dog hair for nests. That's good. So I guess that's kind of a side benefit. I think somebody pointed that out to me once before, and I had forgotten that until you said that. So, and DriveShaft Drew says, yes, have fun, be yourself, put up what you want, love YouTube. Yeah, it's a great platform for connecting with people. I really like it. And for me, it's also led to some really fun, really neat offline friendships in, like, I don't want to say the real world, because YouTube has a real world, but maybe I should just say, like when my kids were growing up, I would say the other world. So, yeah, it's nice. Although, I gotta say, if Logan Paul doesn't quit being a jerk, he might kill YouTube. So I was really glad to see the announcement earlier today that they've pulled advertising off of his channel. So maybe that will force him into acting better. I hope so anyway. Yeah. Oh. I lost it. Tonya said, I like the idea you said about doing, and I lost the rest of your message. Let me see if I can pull it back up. Okay, I lost it. Let me look for it on the computer here. Okay, I like the idea you said about doing something, and then I'm not sure what the other words are. So if you have a minute, can you help me out with that? Because I think they got mistyped. If you're voice typing like I do sometimes, the words take on their own. I don't know what voice text does, but sometimes it's not anywhere near like what I want it to say. I like that idea you said about doing something that a person would choose one of your trainers over the other. Okay. I'm glad I said something right. Okay, everybody. Well, I usually try to keep the chats to about an hour to be cognizant of everyone's time, because I know there's lots of channels to check out on YouTube. So I'm going to conclude this and thank everybody for coming in that's been here. And I put everybody down in the section below there. I know a few people popped in and out and did not come into the chat room. So, of course, in order to get the shout outs, I have to know you're here. So I can only give shout outs on behalf of the folks that were in the chat room. So I got those covered. And I want to say thank you and wish you guys a wonderful evening. And I'm going to go ahead and conclude it. And DriveShaft Drew says, okay, good night. See you later then. DriveShaft, I hope you have a great night. And you too, Tonya. You guys take care. And I will see you out, about, and online. Bye.